It is time now for our Sunrise Smart Start. We are updating our breaking story from earlier in the broadcast at this hour. A pedestrian struck with non-life-threatening injuries just before 6 a.m. on Goodman Street in Rochester. This was at Northland Avenue and Norton Street. You see the road has been cleared now. Police have left the scene and taken down their crime scene tape. So traffic flowing once again in that area. Again, the ultimate word, a pedestrian was struck earlier this morning, thankfully with non-life-threatening injuries. All right, in other news this morning, Republicans continuing to rail against the president over his response to a surge of migrants at the U.S. southern border. A group of senators is at the border today, drawing attention to the issue as well. Joined live once again by Washington correspondent Raquel Martin with more on this. Raquel, good morning. Immigration was a central focus of yesterday's press conference. How is President Biden responding to criticism? His rhetoric caused the surge of migrants at the border. And again, we are welcoming in Raquel Martin live in Washington, talking about the president, his press conference, and answering critics about the surge of migrants. Good morning, Raquel.
Good morning. Well, immigration was definitely front and center, like you mentioned yesterday at the press conference. And President Biden was definitely on the defense. He defended his policy addressing the border and, blamed a lot of the breakdown that we're seeing on his predecessor. Now, he says that the surge that we're seeing, he says he doesn't have anything to do with some of the rhetoric he's put forward, the more humanitarian, way that he's addressing the border crisis. And he says that this is something that happens within each administration. They see spikes. So definitely seeing some pushback from the president, but obviously Republicans not taking his word for it and really focusing in on the amount of people that are coming to the border. And, there is details coming straight from some of these children's mouths saying that they are coming to the border because of the president.
Mentioned Republican senators will be at the border today observing that situation. A little more insight into what they're saying. What is their focus right now as it relates to this situation?
Well, Senator Ted Cruz is already at the border. He's made a video and posted it on Twitter, actually, documenting exactly what he's seeing. He's saying that they've already gone to a border facility. It's overcrowded. It's overrun. There's families in there. And they say this is a humanitarian crisis. Another issue they're raising is transparency, because we know for weeks now the media has not been allowed inside these border facilities holding thousands of unaccompanied minors. They say that is a problem. President Biden was actually asked about this yesterday. He said that he believes that very soon that will change, but when asked when that will be, what date, he frankly responded, I don't know.
Raquel Martin live in Washington for us this morning. Raquel, thank you for your reporting. The president says his administration is investing more than $700 million in Central American countries at the root of the problem. Well, it is the start of spring break for many school districts in the area. As families travel, we are less than a week away now from quarantine restrictions being lifted on domestic travel. Erica DeCoste live at the Frederick Douglass Greater Rochester International Airport this morning with more on what all this means. Erica, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Well, we saw a lot of the families here in the early hours of 5 a.m. They've all boarded their flights. A lot of parents with children who are happy because starting April 1st, next Thursday, they will not have to quarantine for 14 days anymore. This is for domestic travel in and out of New York State, in the country, not for international travel, though. If you're traveling out of the country and those traveling in will still have to quarantine for 14 days. If you've been vaccinated, some of these restrictions have already gone away for you. Earlier in the month, Governor Cuomo lifted quarantine restrictions for those who did get the vaccine, and you don't have to test out within 90 days of a full vaccination. Now, we've also talked to travel agents during this time as more of these travel restrictions lift. They say there isn't necessarily a major uptick in bookings, but there are a lot of calls and inquiries. People want to get that conversation started. They're looking, they're browsing about where they might want to travel in 2021 as more people get comfortable and more people get vaccinated. For now in Rochester, Erica Cost, News 8.
Erica, thank you. Anyone returning from travel who's been exposed to COVID must quarantine for 14 days and get a COVID-19 test as well. It's been a great week weather-wise around these parts. It's going to be a different kind of day on this Friday. A lot of wind to deal with, especially toward the midday. Right, Josh?
That's right, Mark. Variability and volatility. Upper 50s and low 60s right now for the most part. A little bit of a garden variety thundery downpour moving through the northwest side of Rochester. Otherwise, as we broaden the perspective here, you see not much in the way of rain out there this morning, but the wind is the bigger story. That arrives later this morning into early this afternoon. Peak gusts on the order of 55 miles per hour, so keep that in mind.
All right, Josh, thank you. Let's check the roads again with our sunrise traffic. This just in, a railroad crossing malfunction in Wheatland. This is on Main Street, south of County Highway 265. That's George Street and State Street. Again, a railroad crossing malfunction. So keep an eye on that area if you're headed that way this morning. All right, new this morning, this as well. Mayor Warren wants reparations for some residents in Rochester. The mayor sending a letter to the Ibero-American Action League president yesterday proposing a program to enact reparations for black and brown city residents. In that letter, Mayor Warren says marijuana legalization presents an opportunity to enact reparations through universal basic income or a home ownership mortgage program. The letter requests a representative from Ibero join with city leaders to develop a plan citing other U.S. cities as an example. For more on this story as it develops, head to rochesterfirst.com. Let's get a look at news from around the state this morning. A radio host in Buffalo is speaking out after he was fired for making comments that were deemed racist over the air. During a show on Wednesday, the hosts compared the skin tones of black women to different shades of toast. Those comments drew immediate backlash. Rob Lederman says he didn't realize how hurtful his remarks were until he listened to them after the show.
I don't want to run from it. I did something wrong, and it hurt people. And the only way I'm going to be a better person is to sit down with people that I hurt and learn from it. This is not about me getting my job back or me saving face. This is about me being a better person. I'm a father. I'm so involved in this community that I feel like I actually could do something with this that is good.
Well, Lederman says he has spoken with local leaders in Buffalo, including the mayor there, Byron Brown. All right, March Madness resuming tonight for Syracuse. The 11-seeded Orange will play tomorrow against the 2nd-seeded Houston Cougars. Tip-off for that one is tomorrow night. It's a late one, 9:55 p.m. So we're keeping an eye on the Cuse. Time now for the GRE Morning Business Report. United Airlines says it will add 26 new nonstop routes from Midwestern cities to vacation destinations beginning May 20th. Other domestic routes will also resume, I should say beginning in May. 20 other domestic routes will also resume as the carrier anticipates a busy summer travel season. Bookings at the strongest point for United since the beginning of the pandemic. Meanwhile, Southwest also betting on eager travelers. The budget airline is returning to its old boarding policies, allowing passengers to board in groups of 30 based upon a number and letter. Southwest does not assign seats and has been boarding in groups of 10 to maintain social distancing over the last year. Even though unnecessary travel is still not recommended, many are taking trips to Hawaii as restrictions ease. 28,000 people flew to the islands last weekend, the highest number since the beginning of the pandemic. There is some concern from officials in Hawaii as they are reporting many visitors are walking around without masks and ignoring social distancing. All right, let's find out what folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Have you heard about this? It's an unusual Easter-themed combination. Pepsi announcing a partnership with Peeps to create a marshmallow cola. Now, these cans won't be available in grocery stores, at least not this year, but fans can enter a sweepstakes by using the hashtag #HangingWithMyPeeps on their social media photos.
Is it a sweet steaks?
I would say this. Definitely no shortage of sugar there.
For sure.
And no shortage of wind on this Friday as well. Again, reminding viewers to be ready for what's coming.
Prepare for strong and gusty winds by about lunchtime into the early afternoon. And before that happens, the warmth, low 60s for Rochester, mid 60s for parts of the Finger Lakes and Genesee Valley. Check out where the winds are going. Again, that is a great graphic to visualize the gusts. Again, it's midday into the early afternoon. And then the winds will start to diminish in Rochester. They'll still be ongoing through Lake Ontario areas and also into the Finger Lakes. Pretty cloudy right now. We've actually had a couple of rogue showers and even an isolated rumble or two of thunder this morning. And you can see that there on radar. The cold front that we're waiting for is still well back to the west here this morning. Again, it will get here by early this afternoon. Good opportunity today, early on, to bring in some of those garbage cans and lawn furniture.
All right, Josh, thank you. That's it for us for now here on News 8 at Sunrise. Our next update in 30 minutes. CBS This Morning is coming up next. Be safe and have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.